can't stop thinking about her. It's been 7 months since my daughter has answered my texts. What do I do? My daughter just told me she's in a same-sex relationship. I'm so overwhelmed. What did I do wrong? We raised him to know that substance use was harmful. I'm so angry and scared. He's ruining his life. I sit in church and my heart breaks to know that my son and daughter aren't going to be walking in the door with their families. Will they ever return to their faith? My name is Jennifer, and I'm a counselor here at Focus on the Family Canada. For years, I have heard from people like you, parents who are feeling hurt and grief about their adult sons and daughters. In fact, it's the number one parenting concern that we hear, dealing with adult children. The stories of these parents are not easy to hear. They're filled with fears for their adult children, grief, regret, frustration, and an internal ache. If this resonates with you, I want you to know you are not alone. There are so many other good and loving Christian parents in your church, in your community, and most certainly all across Canada who are also feeling the pain of having a wandering adult child. You did your best to raise them, and yet things didn't go as planned. To begin, let's discuss what we mean when we talk about a wandering adult child. For our time together here, let's define it as an adult son or daughter who is currently turned away from the Christian faith in which they were raised. And because of it, they may be making other decisions that we as parents do not agree with. Parents may be concerned that their child's life decisions are not biblical, wise, or even healthy for them. This may impact all sorts of decisions the child is making, including their dating life, their sexuality, how they spend their money, or how they're raising their own children. In this sense, their behavior is reflecting their turning from God. I know that when I first held each of my 4 newborn babies, that alongside of my overwhelming love for them, I also carried incredible hopes for them. I had dreams about how they would live their lives, that they would grow to become adults who lived healthy, productive, God-honoring lives. I also assumed they would be similar to myself or my husband, or a familiar combination of the both of us. I was incorrect, not knowing that God would fashion them with their own unique giftings and challenges and temperaments. As parents, our dreams for our adult sons and daughters often include hopes for their character and morality, that they have a solid faith life, that they make good choices around education and career, and we have dreams of their eventual healthy marriage and raising children of their own. However, we can find ourselves in a place as parents where we are saddened or disappointed or even shocked by decisions our children are making. Often, these faith and lifestyle differences lead to distance or strain between parents and adult children. Sometimes there can be downright hostility, false accusations, or complete estrangement. An adult child's turning away can be quiet as a child passively walks away from God, or it can be loud and bold where the world around them can't help but notice their changed lives and behaviors. In Luke 15, Jesus' story about the prodigal son, we see that both sons are turning away from God in 2 different ways. One is quietly developing a jealous, bitter heart, and the other son is rebelling in a way that was loud and easy for others to see and condemn. Heart changes often begin in the teen years, but other times it doesn't happen until a child moves out of the house or moves away for school. Whether it's a quieter or louder walking away, and whatever this looks like in your specific family, some of the results may be the same for you. Heartache, concern, anger, feelings of betrayal, feeling hopeless, and perhaps questioning God and how He has worked in you and your child's life. It may all be part of the fallout. In this video series, we'll look at that very question. Where is God in all of this? Why did he allow this to happen to you and to your child? We'll also explore how you can regain some peace and personal well-being by wisely managing any overwhelming emotions you might be experiencing as a result of your child's choices. And lastly, we'll consider how you might choose to relate to your child going forward, what your relationship might look like, and how you can still have some influence over your child's choices. For now, let's return again to the story Jesus told in Luke 15, the story of the prodigal son. Jesus taught in this parable that a son chose to abandon his father and family and the way he was raised. The son asked for his share of the inheritance, which in Jewish culture would have been an incredibly offensive thing to do. It may even have required his father to sell off land or property. His request of his father probably implied things like, "I wish you were dead already. I don't need you or want a relationship with you. I reject how you raised me. I'm interested only in the money that you can give me." It would have been an incredibly hurtful message that would bring deep grief to a father. I wonder if you are going through a similar hurtful experience today. Has your prodigal child rejected you or your most dearly held values? Has your son or daughter said wounding, hurtful things that cut to your heart? Has he or she taken advantage of you financially? Is your son or daughter not answering your phone calls or texts? The story continues, and we learn that the son left and moved far away. He used his money foolishly, spending it on fleeting pleasures until he was broke. He came to the realization that working for his father would be better than the life he was currently living. Hungry and destitute, he had no hope of returning as a son. He simply hoped his father would welcome him as hired help. The great surprise in the story is the father's reaction. Before the son could even get close to his father to make his planned apology and ask for his job, his father went running to greet him. Luke writes, "While the son was still a long way off, his father saw him. He was filled with tender love for his son. He ran to him, he threw his arms around him and kissed him. And then he said, 'Let's have a feast and celebrate. This son of mine was dead, and now he is alive again. He was lost, and now he is found.'" Jesus taught this parable alongside his teaching on the lost coin and the lost sheep. All these three scriptural stories point to the main character rejoicing when what was lost was found. I know that you too long for the day when you can rejoice that your wandering child has been found. You long for the day when they will come home to you and come back home to their Heavenly Father. Before we address anything else, you need to know that's your Heavenly Father's heart for your wandering child as well. He loves your son or daughter even more than you do, and it's his heart's desire for them to be back in right relationship with him and with you.